In this example, we've got the character swinging his arms backwards and forwards, and we'll have a look at how that was done a little bit later. But for now, we're going to have a look at how we can change the render order, if you like, of the hands, so that the hands can be made to go in front of or behind the character. Now remember, this is just one single layer, but we can still change the render order of the pixels to make this hand go either behind the character or in front. And we do that by using the overlap tool and choose the puppet overlap pin tool. You'll see that it highlights my character on the screen for me. Now at the moment I'm using quite a dull coloured label, but if I change that to a nice bright colour, maybe green for example, and you'll see that stands out a little bit better. So choosing a different label colour can really help make the puppet outline stand out. And the hands are the areas that I want to adjust the overlap of. So I'm going to click to add an overlap pin to each of the hands. And you'll notice that this one is white. Now I've got two values appeared up here. I've got in front value and extent value. If I adjust the extent value, you'll notice that this one starts to appear white. If we open up our mesh and go down to the overlap options, you'll see I've got the second one selected. Notice that when I adjust the extent value, it will decide how much of that hand is affected. So I could either have the whole arm affected or maybe just the hand affected. And you'll notice the in front value is 50%. If I change that to 100, you'll notice it goes even whiter, meaning that's definitely going to be in front. And as we scrub through, you'll see that indeed his hand goes in front. But watch what happens if I change that to -100. You'll notice that the hand goes black here. If I switch on the transparency grid, you'll see it's actually shaded in black. So let's just switch that back off. And the hand has moved behind his body. So I can now have that hand just going behind him. So let's do the other hand. So the other hand, we need to select down here, select overlap 1. I'm going to change the extent to make sure the whole hand is selected. And I'm going to make this one 100% in front. So again, if we turn on the transparency grid, you'll see this one's white, that one's black, meaning this is in front, that's behind. And if we preview that, you'll see that throughout the animation, this one's in front and this one's behind. And if I decide to change that, I can also change values down here in the timeline. So if I change this one to 100 and this one to -100, you'll now notice if I preview that, that this one's in front and that one's behind. So use the overlap tool to change what will be in front and what will be behind the rest of the object.